and welcome back to my channel. So, let's get sassy, shall we? So today's topic is going to be one that I have wanted to talk about for a while now, and that is people's reactions to me and to the way that I dress, and how sometimes you're not paying me a compliment when you think you are. I am lucky enough that I do get some very kind people say very nice things to me when I am out. Generally it's because I remind them of someone, so say their mother or grandmother or wife. Those can be really heartbreaking interactions. Or because they just really like the vintage style and that they like the way I look, or they think that I look like somebody. So since I went blonde again, it's a lot of Marilyn comparisons. And that's all wonderful and great, and I am incredibly lucky and happy to receive such kind comments from people. But there is one kind of comment which I will always hate, and that is when people try to use me as a kind of, hold me up as this idea of traditional femininity, and that I am somehow the last bastion of effort making in a lazy, unkempt world. And the thing is, when you say, oh, congratulations for actually looking like a lady, for actually looking like a real woman, oh, young girls never look feminine anymore, oh, it's so nice, so refreshing to see someone making an actual effort these days, you're not really actually paying me a compliment so much as you are insulting generally the people that I am with and everyone within earshot, and that's not kind or nice or comfortable for me or for anyone involved. I cannot tell you how many times I've had these sorts of interactions with people where they talk about how nobody makes an effort anymore in society, and everyone's just wandering around. I had this interaction a couple of weeks ago with a man in Poundland, and he went on this massive tirade, as people tend to do with me. I don't know why they think I have the kind of time to listen to this rubbish, but they do. About how no one makes an effort anymore, and how it's so nice that, I actually look presentable and I actually make an effort compared to all of the other slobs in the world, whilst wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Sir. And it's hilarious because he actually specifically mentioned jeans as one of, the great failings of modern society, whilst wearing them. And I'm just there the irony is astonishing. Also, using I am aware I look very traditionally feminine. That's just what I like, that's what I connect with, that's what I've always connected with. It's my choice to dress like this and no one else's, and I dress like this for me and for no one else, and that is my choice. I have a lot of amazing and wonderful friends who dress differently to me, and they all look incredible whilst they do it, and I hate it when I am with these friends or with members of my family and I get these people coming up to me, and whether it's intentional or not, being very disparaging about the way that the people with me are dressed, talking about people being lazy and young women not being feminine anymore and not making an effort and looking horrible and looking slobby and all of this kind of thing. And I'm just stood there like, I am physically uncomfortable. I can tell that my friends are uncomfortable, and this is not, it doesn't feel like a genuine interaction anymore. It just feels like you're using me as a vessel through which to transmit this, like, deep opinion you have about the failing of dress in modern day Britain. And I really, really don't like it. I really wish people would stop doing that. I have no problem with people saying, you know, if they just said, oh, I love the way you dress, it's really feminine, it's really lovely, it looks really nice on you, I really like that. Stop there. You do not have to bring other people around me into this debate. I think a lot of people can have the misconception that because I dress from a time that was, you know, the gender binary was strictly enforced, gender roles were all-consuming in society. You know, back in those days, I would have been possibly like a secretary or a factory worker or something like that, and then a housewife with 10 children. And I think sometimes people think because I dress from that era, I hold those conservative views. So I've had people express things to me like, oh, don't you agree, like, things were simpler back then, things were better back then? I have a whole video already on why I heavily disagree with the born in the wrong era concept. I will link it in a card up above. But the TLDR of that video is no, things were not simpler, things were not better. Massive groups of people were discriminated against, we had worse healthcare, we had worse vaccines or no vaccines, and large groups of people were horribly discriminated against. Men felt massive pressure to be the sole breadwinners, to be emotionally, like, stoic and hard, and women felt massive pressure to be perfect, stay-at-home mothers and wives, and uphold all of the trappings of traditional masculinity or femininity, as the case may be. And I do not agree with that at all. I think that everyone should be treated fairly and equally, obviously, and gender roles are stupid, and, you know, stereotyping someone based on their gender is stupid, even though I dress like this. So I really don't like it when I have people come up to me and, you know, try and express all these sorts of things and say that they think things should go back to the way that they used to be, and that everyone should dress like this, and everyone should be forced to uphold this style of dress, because this is my choice. This is not the choice that my friends make, and that's fine, and they look amazing in what they wear because it is a representation of them, and I feel best in this because this is a true representation of me. It does not mean that I'm going to share your very conservative views. It does not mean that I am going to disparage modern day society. I think modern fashion can look amazing on some people. I'm just not one of them. I would identify as a very, very modern person who just really likes vintage stuff. Like, this is great because I can wear a petticoat and have Wi-Fi and, like, the right to vote and drive a car and go to work and choose to not have children, and all of those things are pretty much okay. I think paying me this sort of, or paying anyone who dresses eccentrically or dresses vintage this kind of backhanded compliment, you should really just maybe stop at the compliment part. You don't have to continue. Just say that someone looks nice. You don't have to go on a massive rant about society at large and how lazy everyone is, especially when you are dressed completely modern yourself. And you don't have to try and say that you think I look nice by implying that all other modern women look horrible. So next time someone says this to me, I might not take it as sweetly as I have in the past. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a camera around when that happens. I really hope so. Oh Lord. So that is my opinion for the day. It's just something that I've had on my mind for quite a while, and I thought I wanted to get it out there. Just because I dress vintage doesn't mean I have vintage sensibilities, you know, hashtag vintage style, not vintage values. I think that modern day is great and we should be, you know, progressive and moving forward rather than moving backwards, and that you can just compliment someone and say they look nice without tearing down everyone around them whilst you do it. So just because you have some kind of weird issues around the idea of gender roles doesn't mean you have to put it onto me, please and thank you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Please tell me your opinions in the comments below. I have a lot of very exciting content coming up, so I am very, very excited to show you and to get all of the lovely autumn things done. I have a few photo shoots arranged with my friend already, so I'm really excited to get those done. Don't forget that you can follow me on all of my social media. You can follow me on Instagram at A Very Vintage Darling. You can follow my Facebook page at A Very Vintage Darling, and you can find all of my singing covers on Instagram under the hashtag The Vintage Soprano. I will leave all of that information in the description. This outfit is really cute. I wore it last September as well, and I'm really happy that I get to wear it again. Ah. So I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't let anyone tell you how the way that you dress impacts your gender presentation. And I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Au revoir!